Imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagination is the language of the soul. Pay attention to your imagination, and you will discover all you need to be fulfilled. A quote from the great Albert Einstein. As a child, times were much simpler for me and my siblings. We didn't have cell phones, social media, and all the other distractions that kids have nowadays. Instead, we had toys, dirt, and simply just our imagination. Today, I will be informing you of the reasons why I think that children under the age of 12 should not have smartphones. According to researchers, a smartphone is detrimental to a child's social economic development as it diverts a child's attention, says lifehack.org. I personally think that it is tremendously important for a child to use their imagination and simply just be a kid instead of having a phone in front of their face 24/7. There are several reasons why a child is better off using their imagination and freely thinking. Studies show that kids tend to be much smarter and more creative when they give their brains time to wander and time to think. Studies also show that kids who use their imagination tend to be much happier than kids who don't, because they can easily entertain themselves on their own. Smartphones also distract kids from several things, such as homework, sleeping, playing outside, and along with normal things that children do every single day. An article on greenbot.com made a point that was also interesting to me. Parents of children take advantage of the fact that smartphones are so distracting to young children. The article said, if you always give your kid a distracting object when they start getting bored, how will they ever deal with boredom on their own? Beyond using imagination, smartphones can be bad for kids in other ways. Smartphones give access to the internet, which gives children the opportunity to see things they shouldn't be seeing, and also knowing things that they aren't quite old enough to fully comprehend. On top of all of these things, parents tend to overlook the effects smartphones are having on their own children. Kids are starting to lose their social skills, becoming addicted to electronics, becoming less creative, losing sleep, and even being bullied through social media. Kids are also starting to become unhappy due to social media and only relying on people through the internet, such as people that they may have friended on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Childmind.org had an article that said, the more ever-present the mobile device is, the higher the threat of cyberbullying. It's also possible through social media for kids to be painfully aware of what they're missing out on, such as things that other kids are getting to do that they can't. Overall, I think that smartphones have robbed children of so many things, including opportunities and experiences, and I would like to let people know what smartphones will be doing to future generations if we keep giving them to children at such young ages. But what is the right age for your child to have a smartphone? CommonSenseMedia.org says, age isn't as important as your kid's maturity level, ability to follow home and school's rules, their sense of responsibility, and your own family's needs. SAHM.org also warns us of the privacy concerns. An article stated that you may be surprised to find out that only 61% of youth use privacy settings on their social media, and 52% don't turn off their location or GPS services. This leaves their locations visible to complete strangers. But one of the scariest revelations is that 14% of children have posted their own home addresses online. If you take anything away from this speech, I would like you to think about the future for a moment. Years from now, communication, hardly ever occurring amongst others, creativity lost, and extremely unhappy people. It's certainly not a world I would want to live in. Would you?